It is time to crack down on deceptive and misleading practices that many crisis pregnancy centers employ.
In 2022, U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts led the charge targeting pro-life pregnancy centers, or CPCs. She sponsored a bill dubbed the SAD Act that would direct the Federal Trade Commission to prohibit false information by pregnancy centers and fine them if they violate those rules. Warren claims CPCs use deceptive tactics to lure pregnant women seeking an abortion into their facilities, which do not provide abortions. While that bill was referred to committee and has been reintroduced this legislative session, the state of Massachusetts has actually begun its own strategy to target CPCs in the form of advertisements. The state launched a $1 million taxpayer-funded campaign with billboard ads, commercials, and more, telling women to avoid crisis pregnancy centers. Diane O'Toole, Secretary of Pregnancy Care Alliance of Massachusetts and the Executive Director of Boston Center for Pregnancy Choices, has seen the attacks on pregnancy centers firsthand. Diane, welcome to the show. What does the pro-life movement look like on the ground in Massachusetts?
Well, actually, we have traditionally been just a group of organizations, charitable organizations, mostly Christian organizations, that have just worked in our individual silos and helping women and men and families. And because of these attacks, we actually formed the Pregnancy Care Alliance, and we banded together to try to somehow combat the misinformation and the mistruths about who we are and what we do.
Absolutely. Well, these ads are alarming. They're online, on billboards. How is your Pregnancy Alliance combating these messages?
Yeah, so one of the things that we are doing is we're trying to get the truth out. And just like I'm on this show right now, to get the truth about who we are and what we do. We have, as I said, formed together, and we have tried in the many forms of the media to try to get our truthful information out about the truth about pregnancy resource centers.
Now, the compassionate care that you provide is really important. You shared some data with us of how many clients you've served. More than 4,000. You've given more than 1,700 pregnancy tests and 13 ultrasounds. Are these ads impacting how many women are walking through your doors, and does it impact your funding?
Unfortunately, yes, it impacts how many women are walking through our doors more than our funding. And it's really a sad state of affairs, because our clients who do come through our doors love us. We have a 98 consistently and above satisfaction rating among the clients who actually do come to us. And we give in Massachusetts, the pregnancy resource centers give over $1.5 million in resources to the clients who do come through our doors. So we really service our communities well. And because of these scare tactics that are run by our own government and are baseless, women are being scared to come through our doors, and therefore are not being serviced.
Well, we've seen that. We've certainly seen that with Kamala Harris and her abortion tour. And Senator Elizabeth Warren, as we mentioned, does claim that CPCs use false advertising and lure women into their facilities, that they typically also don't have doctors and only volunteers. What do you say to those claims?
It's simply not true. And actually, we did a Freedom of Information Act because a couple of years ago, actually, the Attorney General's office issued a consumer advisory warning against pregnancy resource centers. And so we knew a lot of what they were charging was not true. So in the Freedom of Information Act, we found from the Attorney General's office itself that in over 40 years where pregnancy resource centers have been in existence, there were only 3 complaints against pregnancy resource centers, and they were not even from actual clients. So the Attorney General's office itself didn't investigate those. They deemed them baseless. And so issuing a consumer advisory warning against us was just not based on any fact. And you can only imagine that it was a political move. And we're not political organizations. We are charitable organizations. And all of the doctors and nurses and medical professionals that work for pregnancy resource centers are licensed, are, highly professional, and meet all of the regulations and guidelines that they are supposed to meet. So all of these allegations are truly baseless, and it's really a sad state of affairs when you have your own government coming down upon charitable organizations that their only goal is to help women and to help families.
Well, it's important work that you do, and we're so grateful for it. Thank you for joining us, and we hope other women know that it's great to have these resources and to come through your doors. Thank you so much, Diane.
Thank you for helping to get the word out about the truth.
Absolutely. Thank you.